life is beautiful. Every day you get to experience all its wonders. Sometimes it is simply just nice to take it all in on what it has to offer. It has so much to do and see and know that it is overwhelming. You do not know what to do sometimes, and it is impossible to do everything. So what do you do? For me, it is so important to simply know where I am and how I got here. Because man, is it crazy going through the motions of life. Many times I feel that I need to take a step back before taking huge steps forward. Because of where I am in life, the most important thing that I need to know is that I am not alone. For me, and for you, it is all about knowing that you're not the only one growing up. So thank you for being here for Clean's Chats. Man, is it crazy. Coming back for another episode. Look, you guys, I don't know what to say, You guys crush it. Every time, everywhere, every who now and whatnot. You guys are just amazing. Jeez. I thank you so much for, continued support. And despite, these large breaks that I take between episodes, you guys always want them. And I really appreciate that. So, I'm just hoping that we can, I don't know. I keep saying I want these breaks to stop. But I just think life is just crazy like that, where I can only have so many things to say and talk about. Maybe it's a good thing, so I space these out. But on the other hand, I want to make sure that I stay consistent enough to where I don't just upload 3 times in a couple weeks, then take 6 months break. It's both a blessing and a curse that these episodes are the way they are. So it's like once every full moon kind of thing, where they show up and you're like, wow, I'm really glad that this is here. I don't know how much I help people in thinking and speaking about life, but I hope I can help bring insights that you guys can take with you. You don't have to take everything with you. You don't even have to take anything with you from these. It's just listening, being there. It is the gem. It is the beauty. You guys just can just sit here and listen and have fun, because y'all are busy people and I'm busy, which is why. Oh my goodness, life is chaotic. It's always been that way. It's never gonna stop being that way. I don't even know when it started being chaotic. That's a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions we have. It's like, man, when life gets so crazy, how did I miss that part? How did I not realize going through it all that it was starting, the chaos was starting? How did I not know that? How did I not see that coming? No one knows. You're suddenly there, and then you're looking back in nostalgia to 5 years early, back in the past. Heck, even 1 year early, 1 year late, 1 year earlier, when maybe things were different, things were better. I don't know. It's chaotic, and I get caught up. So often I get caught up in life again and again, where I forget to take a breather. Holy crap. You have no idea how many times I see myself, holy moly, what is happening? And then I just can't give myself time to just think about it all. Because before you even know it, I'm at the weekend. Before you even know it, the weekend's over. Is summer gonna help me? I haven't had a free summer where I'm not doing anything work related or school related since 2018, in over almost 3 years. So, God, when did life become so busy? And when did I lose the ability to make sure I keep myself in check? Take that step back. Take those moments to just pause. I say this a lot, but if I were to have like a superpower with, that would have no crazy side effects, I'd have the ability to just stop time for a second, because you need to take those even few seconds, or those few minutes, to just make sure you're doing good. It's so important. It's not just important for your health. It's important for just your values, right? It's hard when you just don't get that chance to relook at, oh, hold on, what am I doing here? What am I doing real quick? It is never going to stop. Man, oh man. But at least you get those moments. If you are able to get those moments where you get to look back, just pause. It's so nice. And again, I was saying I haven't had the time, but even then, I still get to do it sometimes. I'm doing it right now. This is what these are. It's my time to look back at what is going on with life. And then you go through life. Gosh, you go through it day in, day out. You got work, you got school, you got activities. You're doing streaming career. Haha. Self-plug. You're doing interns, you're trying to create something, you have a project in mind, you want to get to it, you're grinding to get it all done, and then life is just hitting you day in, day out. You're like, man, when can I have a second? We just need to have those abilities to just have those, I guess you could call them mental health days, but they're not even for your health. It's just a check on yourself. Are you doing good? I guess it is a health thing, but it's like, still, it's like, is everyone doing good? Because it's not just a checkup on you, it's a checkup on everyone you connect with, everyone you talk to, everyone you chill with, connect with them, make sure they're doing well. Make sure you're, getting caught up. God, that is so important. When's the last time I made sure my mom was doing good? When's the last time I call her? This happens to me so often that I'm thinking about my mom when I'm down here at college, and I'm thinking about her and making sure she's doing good. But then, a week goes by. I think to myself, when's the last time I called my mom? It was like, I remember that pretty recently. And then I realized it was like a week and a half ago. I'm like, holy crap, my mom must be losing her mind right now because I haven't called her. And then, Mom, if you're listening, I think about you guys so often. I just sometimes don't just have maybe it's not the mental time, just the capability of just making sure I'm calling and, contacting my brother, family, everything. It's so crucial. And sometimes people just slip up. But it's not because, even if Because let's be real. Let's be honest here. Try not to stutter. Jeez, what am I doing right now? The truth is that we say we're so packed with busy and lives and stuff, but we do have time. We have a lot of time, but a lot of people are just have that mindset of just that the fact that there's that one thing occupying their day, whether it's work or a meeting or something, and that's just dragging their whole day. That's just dragging the whole day, and you're like, I can't do anything. My mind's so focused on this one thing that may not be happening for 3 more hours, but it's like, oh, I gotta do the thing. That's so. That's not me all the time, but I know there's a few people who are like that, and I feel it. You have that one call you got to make today. Oh, got to set aside my whole day to get ready for that. And now people are saying, well, is that an introverted thing? I don't know if that's a... Well, even extrovert, if you have a party or something, you have an event to set up. I mean, your whole day is focused on the event. Your whole day is all that, And then there's times where you have those holy moly days, where you have like 3 things. You have like, oh, I got a lunch. It just so happened that I had 3 things. I had like a big meeting, I had a lunch, or I had a party later in the evening, and those all happened to have synced up time, so it worked out okay. And then you go through that day, you're like, oh my god, what a nightmare. It's not really a nightmare, but it's like, what a mess. But it was awesome. And then you remember, you feel like you remember that day way more often than the others, just because it's just the impact and the amount of things, and you just went crazy that day. Holy crap, that was awesome. And those days are to savor, because those are the days where you actually do so much, and then you look back at the day when it's over and you're like, oh man, that was a good day. But even for the event, the times where there's just one thing going on, one meeting, one party, one just nice little lunch, you go through that day and you're like, wow, that was still a really good day. What I'm trying to say here is just, a lot of us still have free time. I mean, we're watching shows, we're watching YouTube, we're playing games, working on personal stuff, personal projects, doing laundry, making beds, listening to music. There's so much we're doing in the day. But a lot of the times we just be like, oh, what did you do that? Did just that. That's all I did that day. Really? That's all you did for a 24-hour period? I don't know how I could believe that. There's just so much to do. Well, you're like, yeah, but I'm sleeping for a third of it, so knock that part out. I'm eating for maybe 2 more of those hours, so cut off another 2. We've got 10 so far, so we're gonna have 14 hours, and then I'm at school I'm doing, I'm in my classes for like 5 of those hours, so knock out 5. If we go down and down and down and down and okay. Look. Your day is hectic, I get it. My days are hectic. I work 3 days a week part-time for this semester currently. I may change that in the future. I might take a break for a good bit of work for the summer and maybe even the fall semester. I'm not sure yet, but my life's pretty busy. Man. But many times we just get those times where it's like, wow, life's not particularly overwhelming, but it just seems that way just because of both of what we're doing now for that present time period and what we have to do down the line. Like, oh man, like me right now, I'm, individually, I can jot down everything I have to do, right? I can jot it all down on a list and I've got it, and then I look out, if I have the individual list, I'm like, man, that's not too bad. It's going to take over a 2 to 3 week period. But that's just my whole brain's being dominated by these things that I don't have time to think about, all the free stuff I can do. All the time I just sit there and look at my memes or I look at my YouTube videos. Why am I not putting those in there? Well, there might not be as crucial or as important. I mean, obviously, but there's just so much in the day that you forget. You forget how easily it is to just grow up like that. I saw a video recently of someone who's like telling his grandpa, "Hey, do you know how old you'll be this year?" And he's like, 80. You're like, higher. And you're like, 85. Like, higher. Like 90, higher. He just kept going higher and higher. He's like 98. It's like, yep. You're like, and it's near his birthday. Like, you'll be 99 in like 2 weeks. And you're like, what? How did I get so old? You said that laughingly, and I was like, yeah, I'm here already at 21. How did I get this old already? And what am I gonna do when I look back in 5 years? Now that's gonna fly by and be like, man, how did I get this old already? How did any of us get this old already? Because I know so many friends, and I know so many teachers, and I know so many family people that I connect with. How did they get so old? There's a lot of things hit me when I went to college. A lot of things hit me left, right. I mean, this whole aspect of life, this whole aspect of freedom. But something that subtly hit me over time that pretty much became one of the most important things I've learned is that what hit me is how I got here. And what I realized is that I wasn't the only one growing up in that household, and that, in my high school, in my school life up till now, in my curriculars, everyone else was growing up beside me. And it's like, how did I had all these I celebrate all my friends' birthdays time and time again. Celebrate some of my friends' birthdays at least 4 to 6, over 5 times. And how did this not hit me? How did it not hit me that this was all happening? I'm like, at some point, if I say happy birthday to this person for 10 times, I feel like that there's a pattern here, and there's something I should be thinking about. Like, oh, whoa, holy crap! I've known this person for 10 years, and I've said happy birthday to them. They've grown from, if I knew them when they were 14, and they were grown to be 24, I'm like, holy crap! I've known them for almost half of their entire life. I've been a part of almost half of their life. And one thing led to another, and then I realized my parents are getting old. Like, that hit me. Like, that was like, my parents, for context, are in their mid to high 40, cool, because they're got years apart, but And then you do the math and you're like, when they had me, my parents had me. My dad was, I think this is rough. I don't know. I don't believe this is exact, but I'm trying to do math because it's kind of hard. But I believe my dad was about 29. Mom was 26. No, wait, they're 4 years apart. So I think it's like, might be 26 and 30. Or 27, 31. But in 6 years for me, I will be roughly around the age that my mom was when she had me. And then that right there just kind of broke my mind. Still can't really, can't even fathom. Because I always, you grow up in life and you always, you look up to your parents and you're like, holy moly, these guys are like immortal giants. These guys are like guardians or something that never get old with time. And these guys are like crazy. But then you get old because you're so and in life you're so, when you're a kid, you don't even worry. First, you're not even beginning to worry about this. You're having fun. You're going through life. You're like, oh my gosh, so much amazing stuff to do. And as a teenager, you start to like get a little resentful, and you're like, holy moly, what's going on right now? But then, you slowly get out of that, and then you're just now kind of reflecting on how it's been and how we got here, and you feel nostalgic, and then you realize, wow, man, my parents are getting old. My parents are aging. And it won't be long until I was their age when they had me. And then I might be having my own kid and they'll go through the same process. And what the hell? It's stunning to know that my parents are not those immortal beings that I thought they were. That they're getting old. And, I also didn't know that they're, you look to your parents like, holy crap, they're like the smartest people in the universe. Well, they are, but, even when you had me, it's like, man, they had a kid and my parents have a house and they've got like a lifestyle. Like, man, they must be having it all figured out in life. And I'm like, man, I'm only like 7 to 8 years off of that. And I still don't even know what I'm doing. It makes me realize that a lot of parents are just as confused and lost in life as we are, but we're going through it and we're all making it work, living life. And then my whole brother's a whole nother story. I've watched my brother grow up before my very eyes. When we were kids, we were just having fun. We didn't realize how we were both getting old, and now we're both at our separate colleges. And I'm like, damn, I need to text him more often, because when are we going to have time to keep having those interactions? And you think, man, was I actually like... again, this if you don't have siblings, you might be able to experience this with friends as well. But for me, it's like brother's like a best friend. And it's like, man, did I do everything? As an older brother, a lot of times I have to think about, did I do everything to prepare him? Because like me and him are, we're similar, but we're both so different. So it's like, did I do everything right? Was I good influence? Was good role model? I don't know if he looks up to me that way, but it's like, it's a lot to think about. And then it's like, man, I just want to make sure, I want to make sure I did good, because you don't get the chance back, right? You don't realize that you're not the only one till you're here. way past it all. You're not the only one growing up, lost in life. Some of us never get it figured out until way later. So much later. How are we gonna know? How are we gonna know if we got it all? You know? I think there's something crucial about just knowing that there's still so much that we're lost on, but we make it work with life. We keep pushing, we keep going, we keep learning. Even when you're 70, 80, you keep learning and moving, and there's more to learn. And there's something magical about making sure that you realize all these things. That you take this step back. So you know where you are in life, and then you can push forward. So that you can continue to realize how meaningful these connections are that you have with my mom, my dad, my brother, my friends. That you keep letting them know how much I appreciate them. And that you continue to do that. Even after you've realized, you continue to do it again and again. And, you know, make sure that they realize it as well. And it's hard. It's hard because they're doing this, they're going through the same stuff. You know? You ever have like a friend? Not, I guess I won't say friend, but you ever have someone that you like, you haven't connected with for so long, and it's not really because you're both so busy, but you just don't realize how much time flies, because you're like, oh, I'll do it another day, you keep going, and it's just like, wow, it's been so long since I messaged them. I didn't even realize how time is going. I just gotta make sure that they know I appreciate them. I have so many of those, and a lot of times I like to make sure that they know. Send a message here and there, even, you know, when mentally I feel like I'm getting bombarded with so many things. Even if I have free time, I feel like I don't have free time because I'm getting bombarded with stuff to do. And it's hard to just make sure that you push yourself to send that message. Make sure that they're doing okay. Even if it's not really a friend, just someone you respect. You make sure that they're having a good time. You check in every now and again. And that's hard to do, but some people manage. And just as I was saying with, like, man, it's been so long since I called my parents. I didn't realize it's been a week and a half. Gotta make sure I do that. Gotta make sure I call my mom. I'm probably gonna do that after this episode. But I guess people even have it harder than me, because, you know, I don't go to college too far away, so I can head home on the weekends, or this, you know, for the summer. Of course I'll head home. And during COVID, I was able to, you know, have the nice time to be with them for so long. But some people don't have the luxury. Some people have to not really see them until holidays. And man, that's a whole nother can of worms. It's like I couldn't even imagine it. I couldn't even imagine what my mom would be thinking if I was really far away. I mean, that's kind of what happened during 2019 summer. I was really far away. I was in San Francisco, and they were here in Georgia. It's like, holy crap! Now I'm thinking right now. Oh, did I text them enough when I was in San Fran? Oh, I gotta make sure I called them. Cause I feel like there's a lot of times I went days without even sending a message to them. I didn't even realize it though, because I was so busy with work. I was just working 8 hours a day, going through it, me having lunch, watching YouTube, just go through it. Oh my gosh, how long has it been? How long has it been since I missed them? So it made me realize all this, that not only was I not the one growing up, but even people like my parents who I thought were immortal, or my brother who I was just watching and living with my whole life, just growing before my eyes without even realizing, or my friends who I just say happy birthday so nonchalantly every year, realizing that the number just increments up and up and up again and again and again. As does this year, as do the year numbers, as does the days, hours, minutes, all that. It really put into perspective that I just was not, and I will not, be the only one. Because a lot of us are experiencing similar emotions when we go through stuff like this. And stuff like this as like existential crisis? I don't know. Just stuff like realizing that life's a lot and we're all going through similar things. But even if we have, have great times to chill out, you still have these feelings. You're like, wow, man, I'm just doing a lot right now, and I'm having this free time where I just get to kind of sit for a bit. Or maybe you've already, you just graduated college, which hopefully will be me in a year, and you'll just feel so free. You'll have that euphoric moment where you just get to look back and you're like, I freaking did it. And then before you even know it, boom, career hits you just like that. I'm telling you, this stuff's going to keep happening. And then even when you hit retirement, it's like, man, I still have so much I want to do in life. I want to do so much. Do I have the time to do it all? That's kind of the big thing, right? Big thing that hits you. And it's just so important that make sure, even as you're going through this part of life, you make sure you fulfill it so much, connect with so many different people, connect with the best people you want as much as you want, have the greatest experiences with all of them, or have great experiences by yourself, or just have great things you want to do, great events planned, you go on adventures, you accomplish something, you make something that you've wanted to do or make. It's all just so real, right? Going through these emotions, going through this life, and realizing that you're just not the only one. And it's kind of nice to think about that. Makes you feel relaxed, it's like everyone's always like, I'm alone. But nah, we're not. We're all here, connected. And so many times people don't show it, but it's there, right? And it's hard because, like, man, I really want it to be explicitly shown that people are there. And I get it, but it works when you're able to just sit and think, and you're like, man, I think literally everyone's also experiencing this. They've got a big challenge up ahead of them. They've got something going on. They're going through a lot of things. Brain's hurting them. Things are clashing. Man, what do I do? What do I do? You just gotta take that step back. Make sure you realize that life is still good, and that you push forward. Once you got that clear head, the utmost energy, motivation, conquering the world. That's what you're gonna do. And I didn't realize I was doing this stuff. I didn't realize I was doing these acts of taking the step back. But then I realized, man, I love doing this. I do this all the time. I mean, these episodes of Clean Chats are that. It's the reason I have my end of the year tweet. I started my end of the year tweet because I wanted to have that look back before I crushed the next year. Made sure I recounted what I learned and how I did things and what I maybe would have changed. But at that point, you can't really do anything other than just reflect on, what's going to be different or what's going to be similar. And then once I'm ready, go in the year and crush it all. That's why I did Cleans 19 on my YouTube channel. I wanted to just clear up the plate of videos before I jumped into a bunch of crazy new ones that I've done. It's the reason I've done all these things associated with years, because it was just my way to make sure I was collecting thoughts and the memories, making sure I had that ability to look back, and then when all is said and done, you push in forward. I mean, in 2015, I did a Minecraft skin every day for a year, just to have that way of logging in the journal entries to make sure I remember. And then you were like, oh yeah, that was a fun time, a fun year, all that stuff that happened that year, because it then gets linked to this actual events of the year, and you're like, oh yeah. In 2017, I actually, on my other Twitter account, I try to make it a goal to do a journal entry for every day of the year, just so I can, have a quick thing where like, oh yeah, that's what I did that day. Because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh man, every day is like the same nowadays with work and stuff, but there's those small details that happen. Maybe it's whether it's at work or on break, or something funny you watched, something interesting you did, that just set each day to be unique and more fun than the last. I also did monthly meme recaps, which is like kind of weird, but at the same time, it's like those pictures and those images kind of like they link to those moments in time where it's like, man, what was popular back during that time period kind of links with the events that happened, right? It links. Like in 2017, we had that incident with United Airlines taking the person off the plane, and it links, and it was kind of like a little bit like, not really like a meme, but it was like an event that kind of triggered memes. And then I remember the specific event I went, literally like a week or two later, I went to Houston for a box competition, and we had to fly United Airlines. It's like that stuff started linking. So like it's like I know that meme happened specifically in that time, and I know because I know it. I remember it linking to that event, and so many things like that happen where it's just like, oh, I remember stuff happening in 2015. I remember stuff happening in 2012. That specifically, because that stuff just links, and I mean that's just how like the brain just kind of works with recollecting stuff. So I love to just take those times to look back and link it all to the one word that I do, but as well just linking it to all the people I encounter that year. That's why I do like a lot of recaps where it's like, thank you to that person during that year or whatnot, because it just links and all the memories flood back on what specifically they did and how they affected me that year. So yeah, there's a lot more emotions and stuff than that, but I mean those are a lot of like big insights on why I do those in the year tweets. That's why they're so important to me, and they're fun to do, and they're easy to do. I feel like they're so simple, yet they just make every year seem a little more unique and special. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep doing it. By the time I'm 80, I'll have like 60-something words that all represent a different year. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember what that year was. Oh, yeah, it's a classic. The year of blank. I guess I'll do 2020, for example. The year of appreciation. Yeah, I remember that. It's like those things are going to start connecting and linking. And I feel like it's going to be really awesome to look back. Because I think that's like everyone's goal, right? A lot of us are different. A lot of us are unique, have so many different dreams. Oh my goodness. Man, we're all so crazy unique creatures, right? All different aspirations, all different desires, likes, dislikes, ideologies, beliefs, values. But I feel like there's one thing that everyone has in common, and it's this idea of a goal. And this goal being that when you are there, when you've done it all, nearing the end of the road of the life that you've gone through, experienced so many things. And it's that one moment where you get to look back and you get to realize, wow, that was a really, really fun time I had. Because again, we go through these motions of life so easily, it just becomes monotonous at this point. And it's like, you gotta just, for me, it's like I gotta make sure that I'm realizing how important every day is. Every day that adds up to the month, adds up to the amazing year I had. That adds up and up and up to the decades, to maybe even the century of life that I experienced. That was unique to me. And everyone's going to have their unique experience of life. But everyone's going to have that same feeling or goal that when it's all said and done, you get to look back on those moments that you had. And you get to say, that was pretty awesome, all that stuff I did. We had some ups and downs, but come on, it was really cool. And I'm glad I did it. And I'm glad those people were there for it. And I'm glad my parents or my friends or my siblings helped me at those certain parts to get me where I am. And, life's just crazy like that. And a lot of people, maybe like me, won't realize how I've impacted others to the point where they'll think those same things maybe later in the future. I don't know. But I like to make sure I do my best. I like to make sure that in the end I get to have that experience near the end of my life when I'm way maybe in 80s, my 90s, or I don't know, could live to 100. And then, where all the stuff I get to look back on, I get to say, man, I'm glad I did all that. That was pretty cool. Then I'm also going to think, man, but how did that all happen so quickly? How did I get so old? How did this all happen this way? How did this all in this timeline work out? Jeez, no one knows. God. And it's gonna be crazy because you gets hit. You're gonna lose some people along the way and gain others, and it's just gonna always hurt. And you're always gonna push back though, and you're always gonna become better after each experience, and you're gonna realize that was all for good things, and that was all to add up to this amazing road of learning and experiencing and seeing what life is offering. One truth of the matter is that this episode was, I guess, supposed to be earlier, because I kind of had the idea planned weeks in advance, but it's been over 1 month since my grandmother passed away, and I haven't really ever had the time to actively acknowledge it. It's been such an unbelievably confusing bit of emotion because I've never had that. I've never had someone that close pass away like that before. I didn't know how to experience it, or I didn't know what it was doing to me, you know? I had, in 6th grade, we're 6th graders, you know, we're all like 10 or 11 years old. We all got called, our class all got called to, same area, same classroom, because we were like split up in 2. And we got the word that one of our classmates, a girl I kind of knew, named Brennan, had an anxiety attack the day before and passed away. So that instantly hit me. And it was so weird. It's so weird how you're thrown into life and immediately so many people have to experience death like that so early on and then just deal with it. Because you still don't even know what life is yet. You don't even know. Like, I was trying to learn about life. You know, I was trying to go to church, be a Catholic. But even when I was younger, I was like, I still don't really, you know, I get it, but it's just like, man, what does that really all mean? And I grew up continuing to believe in all that. But still so much, because there's still a lot to not even really know. There's a lot of stuff you can't know, but again, it's just all about belief with a little bit of facts sprinkled about. But man, having to get hit with death like that so early on, and then continue to go through having friends where their grandparents pass away, so I can't. It's the brain's not registering. Sorry, can we try again? Try again another time? So, having to deal with the fact my grandmother passed away was, I didn't really know. I had another time where we had to put down our dog, and it was like, man, obviously not an actual person, but it was like family. And it's another thing where it's like, man, I wonder if I just didn't love my dog enough. Because again, it's nothing you can do at that point. I did feel like there's both so much I did, so many fun moments I had with my dog, but still so many more I could have had. Same thing with my grandmother. So many I did have, so many fond memories I do have, but so many more I could have had. But again, it's just like not more you could do. And I just what I felt when I got the news, I don't really know what to even explain of it. Is it an emptiness? Is it a disbelief? Is it I don't know what it is. That's how unnerving life is, because there's so many parts to death that I just feel like the mind just doesn't really, it just rejects, because it doesn't even let you want to comprehend it. And I wasn't even like, I think it's so weird for me. It's like I wasn't even like, I mean, I don't know. Like I wasn't even crying that much, you know? which makes me question, am I even sad? Am I even sad? Of course I'm sad that this is happening. What are you even talking about? Stupid question. But it's like, what? I guess everyone experiences it differently. I don't think I, had any more or less sadness than any other person, but I guess, people always kind of show it in their own different ways. And I just feel like for me, I just had to shut it down for a bit. I feel like a lot of me is still continuing to shut it down because it's just like, I need to reject what that is. But then, you get to have that ability to realize that everyone's here has got a finite time. Everyone here is going to have an awesome time. You get to experience something amazing. You get to experience that and celebrate kind of the life that people have, and when they get it to being over. And I wonder if my grandmother gets to have that time, or had that moment where she was looking back and realizing she had an awesome life, had some amazing people, amazing friends, and amazing daughters, son, grandchildren, all that stuff. And it's not like you can tell if she did, but with how we all act and how I said that we all have that same goal, I bet she did do that. I bet she did. And it's kind of like how your life flashes before your eyes moment, When you have that moment, that's kind of the moment. That is the moment I'm talking about. Everyone has that moment. Everyone talks about, they get scared to death. You're like, oh my gosh, my life flashed before my eyes. It's like, yeah, that's kind of like that moment. You're looking back at life. You're like, did I have a good life? Did I do everything I wanted to do? Yeah, I think I did. And you're like, oh, that was just a jump scare. Don't worry about it. I think there's something so important about realizing this. As you continue to get older, maybe more people you lose along the way, and more you gain along the way. You realize that they have that same experience and that same feeling of making sure that life, it was on their terms, and they had an awesome time with it, and they rocked it, and you guys rocked it, and everyone here rocked it. And for me, I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm gonna continue to be like, man, life is awesome. Holy crap. I love you and you and you and you. You guys are, I can't believe you're like friends with, oh my gosh, with me. You guys are amazing. And gosh, I need to call my mom and make sure she's doing good. I need to make sure my brother's doing awesome, and my friends are being successful and absolutely rocking it because they're so cool and amazing, and they're gonna accomplish literally everything. Jesus, they are just they can do anything they put their minds to. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's crazy to think that life continues to be crazy and life continues to throw stuff at you. And, life, while it's a mess like all this, it is beautiful in its chaos. It's beautiful in how it presents stuff to us, and it's beautiful in that we get to take it all in and realize, man, life is good. Life is awesome. And that all my friends are here for me. And that I'm here for them. Even if I don't show it, even if I don't say it. And that my mom, I love her. Even if I don't say it or call her. Even if I don't text my brother that. He knows I'm always supporting him to the ends of the earth. But I'll still say that every now and again. Come on now. Oh yeah, just a little sprinkle here and there. And I think that they realize it too. And you guys realize it. That, man, how did we all get so old? You know, we were all just having fun back in the day. How all just, we're all just kids just messing around. Yeah, that's crazy. How did that happen? Just did. Just did. It's just so much to life that all you can do is continue to realize the beauty of it and not be afraid to take a step back and give yourself that time to make sure you realize, hey, where am I right now? What am I doing? And then you're like, oh, that's what I'm doing. All right, let's go rock it. And then you do. And then it's like, come on. Every year, I think that's something interesting about the end of year tweets. Every year is obviously different, and I talk about different things, but every year involves that idea of taking that step back, getting ready, looking back, realizing what you had, what you did, what you're doing, what you're gonna do, and you go and do it, and you kill it. It's all that same mantra of putting your mind to it and going out there and being an absolute boss about it. So go out there and do amazing things. I know you can do it. Life's hectic, stressful, and continues to be ups and downs of a roller coaster. Now, we don't know when the ride will end, but continue to do amazing things and never be scared to take a pause and step back and realize that you're not the only one. So thank you so much for listening, coming here to vibe, and I appreciate you guys so much at the end of the earth. So I just want you to have a great rest of your day, rest of your time, whatever you've got going on. You're going to kill it, so don't even worry. So thank you guys so much for being here and listening to this episode. Again, if you enjoyed it, any likes or comments about what you think, or any insights that you might have are so appreciated. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to my grandmother for just being pretty awesome. I think she was. And I think my parents were pretty awesome too, along with my brother, along with you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys are all so amazing. Thank you guys so much. My name has been Cleanfel, or Zach, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I'll just catch you guys later. I think both work. Both apply here. Take care and peace out.